What is up, guys, and welcome back to yet another video. Today we're getting something a little different. It's a Polaris Razor 900S. Not something I really wanted. I really wanted an XP turbo, but this will do for what I'm gonna be into it. I won't have a lot of money into it, and it's got a little work, so we can do a couple YouTube videos on it, fixing it. Then we can enjoy, ride it around, do some donuts, whatever we want with it. We do have to load it up. The trailer on the Tacoma, I'm not sure if it's gonna fit on the trailer. Worst case scenario, he said he will deliver if we work out the deal, but we're about to find out. All we got to do right now is get the Tacoma, load her up on the trailer, and we're trading him a dirt bike. It's this 2017 YZ450F. The bike runs good, doesn't have any issues with it. The Razor, on the other hand, does have quite a few issues with it. It caught on fire, so the whole back part of the Razor is kind of burnt, but it wasn't too big of a fire, but it was a good size. So it turns over, but it won't start, which is kind of sketchy, but it looks like a fuel line burnt through. And so he said it sprays gas everywhere when you try to start it. We're gonna see if the deal feels kind of sketchy. I'm probably gonna back out because I'm not looking for too big of a project. But if it looks fine and it looks fixable, then we're gonna try it, because I mean, you never know until you try. So let's go ahead, get the Tacoma loaded up, and we will see what we can do. Alrighty, guys, so here she is, 2017 Polaris 900S. It's that trail model, the smaller one, not an XP. It's got electric power steering, all that stuff, but they did run into a little issue here. Something caught on fire. They had a grill in the back, which isn't the smartest thing if you have a Razor, but I mean, I guess that's what they wanted to do. So the whole back caught on fire. You can see right here, a whole intake manifold. It's got a hole in it, so it's not gonna start. A couple wires exposed. And if you turn on the ignition, the fuel pump goes off, so at least it's got power to the fuel pump, and it sprays gas all throughout here. I've got the battery unplugged right now. It's only got 150 hours on it, 1,500 miles, which isn't too bad at all. You can see seats caught on fire, and all of that stuff. So what we're gonna do is go ahead, take apart all of this stuff in here. Got to get a new fuel rail before we do anything. Even try to start, and then buy a new wiring harness and maybe a couple little things. And then once we get her running, just get new plastics all the way around, and we should be good to go. So yeah, let's go ahead, push her into the garage, and take a look at what we're working with in here. Alrighty, guys, as you can tell, we've got most of the panels off. We got the seats out. We got all of that stuff off. All the wheel wells, fender flares, whatever you want to call it. The main trunk piece right here is the only thing holding it together. But got to work out all of this melted junk in here. Got most of it out. Air filter isn't even that bad. Gonna have to clean this all off tomorrow, get all these leaves out so nothing falls in here. Take off this intake manifold. I think that's what it is. I think that's the intake manifold. Gonna order up a brand new fuel rail tonight, and we need to get that whole wire assembly, or the thing. Need to figure out what this is. Probably gonna order a new one because it probably doesn't work. All of these wires are just straight up junked, as you can tell. Like hardly anything's holding on. And yeah, we just gotta go from here. Most of this stuff is about to fall out. Interior is all stripped. Probably, yeah, stuff like this right here, all up in here is gonna be what helps it get out. Gotta undo all of these snorkel lines. I think it's not really a snorkel. Snorkel would be up a little higher, but this right here gives it a little more space. And yeah, gotta take out that whole air boot. Engine should be safe. It doesn't look like nothing went down with it. This ignition coil boot is pretty rough, but we're gonna have to get all this figured out and back in good shape. Probably hit this all with like a shop vac or something. You can see right here, fishing lures. They definitely use this thing for fishing. Jingle bells. Hands are roached, all destroyed. But yeah, if you guys are excited for this build, stay tuned. She's gonna be a ripper sometime soon. Maybe by the end of the video, we'll get her running. Not sure exactly when we'll get this all out and going, but we will see. Who knows? Maybe if we covered this up. It's honestly a little too sketchy with all these wires hanging and everything. That's just some sketchy business going on to try to get this all running. Unless I got every individual wire and taped it up, but still not worth the risk, in my opinion. So yeah, she's about to fall off. Got a huge mess down here. Gotta put all of this stuff back in. Should have made sure the taillights work. I did not have time to do that, but it's not that big of a deal. I think we got a little bigger issue in here. So yeah, 21 Honda's still here. Let's take a better look at her. Front end, you can see extremely crusty, but it doesn't look like it's been wrecked a ton. This alignment might be out a little. If you see that wheel and that wheel, they're out a little bit. Might need to pull the tie rods in a bit, but we'll see on all of that stuff. Shocks look good. They don't leak a whole bunch. Winch works. All that stuff looks pretty solid on her. On my last one, all of these fenders were broken because we did flip it a couple times. So yeah, let's go ahead and well, that right there is straight on the steering wheel. So now we gotta check. It does look like it might be a little unaligned. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. We're gonna make this thing a ripper, hopefully. And yeah, you can see all this junk. I think this is the fuel tank down here. So this is gonna be the line that we gotta replace. So we gotta pull out this entire interior center console piece and everything. So yeah, this thing's got a lot of work ahead of us. We are nowhere near done, but yeah, let me know if you guys enjoy this RZR content. We can get some more. Alrighty, guys, we cleaned it up to the best we can. What we're gonna do right now is, I think this is the throttle body right here. I'm basically going off what I know about dirt bikes and referring this knowledge onto RZRs, because I've never tried this, or side-by-sides. Never really done this in real life. So what we're gonna do, go ahead, I think this is like a 10 mil, but I think for Polarises and stuff, they might all be standard size. I'm not exactly sure, but we're gonna go ahead, loosen this up, pull off this, and then pull apart this whole intake boot or manifold or whatever this is, and see how far we can get. We got all this junk in here that we're gonna have to clean out before we can even try to start this thing. And then we gotta get a whole wiring harness before we can hit that power button and make sure this thing runs. So let's go ahead and pull this whole thing apart. Alrighty, guys, if we take a look in that intake, that looks pretty darn clean. So not really worried about dirt getting in this way through this entire airbox assembly, because the air filter did look pretty clean. This is where the main issues gonna come from. Gotta get like, what is this, like a T25 little, forget what these things are called, but all of this, pretty sure, is not supposed to be there. So it takes a whole lot of guessing on where certain bolts are, which is kind of dumb. If you look in there, not exactly sure, but I'm guessing this is right here where the intake comes in. Right here, it's a 2-cylinder, so we got 2 injectors, and they both shoot out right here. This right here is probably the throttle body, actually, and this is maybe letting in the air. This lets in the gas. Not exactly sure. This is all learning experience for me, by the way. Alrighty guys, so we've gotten pretty much as far as we can with the razor for today. So pretty much took off this entire intake manifold, air box. Not exactly sure what this is. Had a whole bunch of holes in it, stuff like that. Injectors are shot because the wires melted off of them. But all we gotta do is order a fuel rail, fuel line, full wiring harness, injectors. That should come with the fuel rail, and then that little intake air box thingamajigger, and she should be pretty close to being done. After we did that, it doesn't need a whole lot. The expensive part is going to be plastics and that little bed piece and all the fenders and stuff like that. Other than that, this thing looks pretty mint. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more razor content, hit that like button, subscribe, comment, tell me what you guys want to see next on it. If there's any mods that you guys want to see. It's a 2017 Polaris 900S. A little smaller than my last one, but we'll see how it goes. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.